A really quick one this week. It's all around how to run high flow meetings. And what is high flow? High flow is when we shine our brightest and feel and perform at our best. And the reason I wanted to focus on how to run a high flow meeting is because meetings still take up so much of our work and time, and if you can run a high flow meeting, you can be way more effective, productive, and get to quicker and faster results. So I'm going to take you through 3 quick steps in terms of how I like to run a high flow meeting with a group, with a team, with a client partner, agency partner, just in general, right? So step 1, pre-meeting, always ask the right questions around why we're having this meeting. Dig deep, because be skeptical of meetings. Tally up the cost. Generally, there's some days you'll have non-stop back-to-back meetings, and you look around sometimes in meetings and think, why are there so many people in this meeting? If you actually stopped and thought about what the cost is in terms of the amount of meetings you're having in your day, but also the amount of people that are attending meetings, it's actually not financially smart. Third one is question if you require a real-time meeting. Does the meeting actually require the meeting format? So what I mean by this is, can you solve the problem, if you like, in a real-time meeting, or is it just a quick jump on a conference call, jump on a video and sort the meeting out that way, or sort it out before it needs a meeting? Step 2 is I like to always warm into the meeting in the first 5 minutes. And what I mean by that is a mind and body check-in. Quite often we'll come to a meeting and we're either going from, like I said before, back to back to back. And so we're almost not focused, we're distracted. So that's when we need to down-regulate. And so what I mean by down-regulate is maybe it's a breathing exercise. Maybe it's just sitting in silence, grounding our feet, and just shutting our eyes for 1 minute, just to bring everyone back to being present. Then the flip side of that is when you come to a meeting, and you could be having meetings in the afternoon and everyone's energy is really low. What I love to do is get everyone to stand up and just laugh out loud. I know it sounds ridiculous, but laughing out loud actually really works. It lifts the energy of everybody and lifts the energy of the room. And then last but not least is the actual meeting. So we've done the warm-up, and then what we need to do is ensure we're anchoring the meeting. Who is owning the meeting? Who is establishing the shared clear goals? And we need that person to be assertive. And what I mean by assertive is not aggressive, but assertive. Someone who can ensure that the meeting is anchored the whole way through. The big one is agenda. I know we talk about agenda a lot, but I love to establish an agenda with 3 key priorities. When you have this endless list in an agenda, you hardly get through it all. What are your top 3 high priorities that you need to resolve in the meeting? And ideally, send the agenda out in advance. Get everyone to buy into it. Get everyone to stick to it. And if you need to, get people to, if they need to provide information, get them to provide it prior. And then let's always ensure actions. The amount of times I've sat in meetings and there hasn't been an anchor, I should say, and you come to the end of the meeting and it's like, well, what are the actions? So always end a meeting with actions, determine them in the meeting, and then who is going to complete the action, when, and what is the action. So really 3 quick steps to having a high flow meeting where everyone will feel and perform at their best and shine their brightest. So step 1, always question pre-meetings, question it. What format do you need it in? Be skeptical of the costs, the financial costs of the amount of people involved in the meeting, the amount of meetings you're having. Step 2, always warm into the meeting. Check in on everybody. Check in from a psychological safety perspective, making sure if people are up, that they need to slow down to be more present, or if they're like this and they need to lift the energy, do the opposite. And step 3, the actual meeting. Always anchor it. Make sure you've got an owner, someone who has the ability to establish the shared clear goals and be assertive but not aggressive. Agenda goes without saying. Make sure there's 3 key priorities and everyone's, buying into it and sticking to it. And actions. Actions always to end with, determine them in the meeting, who, when, what. high flow meeting, give it a whirl.